Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on a double page layout that I thought I had a sketch for, but I cannot seem to find it, and this video was shot some time ago. Things kind of got away from me in life and I am just now getting around to voicing it, and so I don't have a copy of the sketch. I apologize for that. So we're just going to go with it. I'm using photos today from my trip to Kauai with my husband for our 25th wedding anniversary, and that was in 2019, pre-COVID, back when we were allowed to travel. So I thought I would use this paper from Fifth and Monaco. I do have a very large kit that I've put together with the help of Christina over at Redefined Creative. I am a member of the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I basically had some paper that I wanted to use, but I also knew I wanted to pull in Fifth and Monaco, and then some Heidi Swapp art walk, and then I had her add a few extra things as well. And between the two of us, the kit came together very, very nicely. I really enjoy this kit. So the green papers are from Fifth and Monaco, that artsy painted mixed media looking paper that is from Heidi Swapp's art walk. And I really like how it brought in the yellows and the pinks that are in that striped paper. The striped paper, I'm not even sure where that's from. I've had it for quite a while, but it goes with all the colors that were in the kit, so I threw it in there with it. And I thought this was a great place to use it because pretty much all of those other colors are represented with the exception of the blue, but there is blue in the photos, so it works out really well. I also wanted to leave little white borders between all of my papers rather than butting them up next to each other. I really like how that looks on this particular layout. That's not something I do frequently, and it was really kind of a refreshing and nice change. 4x6 card that's up in the upper right hand corner that says once in a lifetime is going to be where my title is at. I'm actually going to use that as part of my title, and so normally I would put my title on the right hand page, but again, doing something a little different today, so changing it up, and I like the way that it works out. I'm just going to go ahead and get everything situated here. I do cut off, it's probably an eighth of an inch off of each of the edges there, so that I have a border all the way around in each of the spots. So the card, I believe, is still 4x6, and I just trimmed down the yellow piece to fill in the gap next to it. And I am inking these things up with green ink, and these are just like the little Versamark ink pads. I've had them in my stash for quite a while. I believe the color that I'm using is green tea, if that's something that is of interest to you. And I am just doing that on these papers just to kind of give them more of a defining edge against the white and to finish them off. And I'm using green because the layout has so much green on it already. Now I have backed all of my photos with white cardstock, and then I am toying with the idea of using this cut file, but I don't really want to use the geometric portion of it. I just want the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. I apologize that it's off camera, but basically just cutting the flowers off of the cut file. And then I'm going to go ahead and double matte all of those photos onto black. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of something bold on this page. I do like how it looks, but I think with the black it just makes all of those photos just pop right off the page. The photos were kind of blending in just a little bit too much for my liking, so that's kind of why I went with that theory and popped it up with the black. So these flowers, I am going to use the two pinks that are on this particular piece of paper, and then I will end up using the yellowy color from that other piece that you see down below on top of my photo there. And I do use my 9-inch Tim Holtz scissors to do most of my fussy cutting, unless I'm trying to get into a spot that the actual blade will not fit into, and then I go with something smaller. I've pulled out some ink. I believe this is called opera pink, opera pink. And I am adding some of that ink to the edge of these flowers. Now I'm not just getting the edge, I'm actually going in quite a bit further because the edge is going to be covered up by the glue and the cut file. So I want to go in a little bit further to add some dimension and like variation to the paper. And then I'm using my pink Wink Stella, and I'm kind of just going with a starburst design in the center of that flower to kind of replicate the center of a flower. You know, they all have like the stamen and the, you know, all of that in the center. And that, I mean, that's represented on the cut file, but they're, you know, they're not a flat color. When you look at a flower, there's shadows and there's tints and like they're gradient in color and stuff like that. So I felt like I needed to do that for some of these pieces of paper. Just, I don't want to say to make it more realistic because it's not really a realistic flower, but you know, to give it a little more realism. So I'm also going to ink up the light pink flower so that it has a lot more gradient color added to it and, you know, dimension. Like I said before, I just really like how it looks. It makes the flower look really soft in the center of that light pink one by adding the dark pink on the outside. And then once I get that one done, I'm going to add the, I don't know if it's not really yellow and it's not really orange. I guess maybe it's a buttery yellow. I'm going to add that to the third flower. And I really like that because it brings in some of the lighter tones of the yellow that is up above in that mixed media looking paper. So I have these puffy stickers. I got these at Joann's. I don't think they're thickers. I'm not really sure what brand they are. And I'm just going to use the word Getaway to add to that 4x6 card, and that's going to be my title, Once in a Lifetime Getaway. And I really did feel like it was a once in a lifetime getaway. We spent a whole week in Kauai, and we really just had a great time. I think we saw every site there was to see, that we didn't have to like take a helicopter to or anything like that. We did do a helicopter tour, but we did not land at Jurassic Falls. We did a whole bunch of other stuff. We saw all of the major sites anyway, and we did it at our own pace, which was really nice. We weren't rushed. We had a great time. So that piece that says relax on it, that's going to stay in that spot, and I really like that it brings that black down into that corner, which kind of mimics the black that's in the upper right hand corner. So I'm kind of have a bit of a cross diagonal going on there, I guess. Basically 4 corners. There's not going to be a lot more embellishment where the text pieces are. I will be adding a little bit of embellishment around those floral pieces though. And I like how the floral pieces kind of like nestle into the corners. And I think that's really pleasing to the eye, and it kind of just frames the photos really well. And then I have some stickers here from Heidi Swap's Art Walk collection, and I'm going to use those, that little yellow one there. And honestly, I don't know what it says right off the top of my head, and on my screen it's super tiny, so I can't tell you what it says. I apologize for that. And then I am going to mimic that yellow piece up above, but in white. And I think that works out really well because in the upper left-hand corner, there is quite a bit of yellow and pink going on. And in the lower right hand corner there's not so much yellow, so bringing that yellow down was kind of I don't want to say it was important to me, but it kind of brought the yellow more down to that corner. Since there is so much going on up above, it needed the balance. And then I am adding another little heart here, and those are also from that same Heidi Swap Art Walk piece. And bringing the green up into the upper left hand corner by way of that little tiny heart was kind of like a nice way to bring that up there. I'm going to move it around just a tiny bit because I want to fit these word stickers in from Tim Holtz. And I'm kind of trying to keep the same balance by having some smaller phrases and some longer phrases. I have these acetate pieces. I am going to bring a couple of those in, and those are just going to get attached with my tiny attacher. There is, I don't know, I find that's like the best way to attach them if your attacher will work. Otherwise, you can use some glue from your tape gun, but it does show. Acetate is one of those tricky things. You could probably also stitch it on, that would work as well. But since my attacher worked or reached as far as I needed it to, that's what I went with this time. Now I'm adding some sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps. Those are a custom pack that were made for the 5th in Monaco collection that was being sent out for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. So there's some really beautiful colors in there, some greens and some iridescent pinks. I really love it. And that's pretty much going to do it for this layout. I'm going to add some journaling in those two corners as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Close-ups are coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.